October is here, so let's discuss my reading plans for the coming month. Hi, my name is Jonathan, and this is Mr. Pearson Talks Books. I'm an elementary school teacher who reads middle grade books so that I can make recommendations to my students, to their parents, and to other teachers and librarians so we can get the right book to the right kid. And this month sat down and made a list of all of the books that I would like to read. So on my list, 7 books that I am definitely hoping to get to, plus an extra 3. So first off, let's talk about what I said was the extra 3. I'm doing a reading challenge with my class. Because I always say I make recommendations to them, I should probably let them recommend books to me. 3 of my students went to the library and picked out 3 books for me to read, so that I can tell them what I think. And the first one is The Wizard of Ooze by R.L. Stine. It is one of the Goosebumps Horrorland books. It's about a kid named Marco who finds a limited edition comic book, and when he takes it home, things start going in a direction he did not anticipate. The second one is this is from the Goosebumps Most Wanted series, and this is called Frankenstein's Dog, also by R.L. Stine. And it's about a girl named Kat who is staying with her Uncle Vic, and he has a dog named Poochie. But then there's an accident, and she thinks that Poochie might have turned into a monster. And then finally, the third one they picked for me was from the original Goosebumps series called Welcome to Camp Nightmare. And this is about Billy, who goes to summer camp and things do not go the way that he thought that they should. This is actually going to be a reread for me because I read this one earlier this year, but this is one of my favorite Goosebumps. The ending is fantastic. So those are the bonus 3. Now let's get to the 3 that are on the list that I made. First up is a book that I bought actually on my birthday. I had a gift card that some students had given to me. So I picked this up, and this was The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. And this is a Newbery Award winner. You can see the medal right there. And it's about a witch there's a village, and they think that they have to sacrifice a baby to the witch every year in order to keep the witch from hurting their town. And the poor witch, she's not understanding why in the world are these people leaving this baby in the woods every year. And so she gives those babies a special drink and then takes them to another family that adopts them. Well, there's one child that she accidentally gives moonlight to, and so then that child ends up with special powers. I've heard wonderful things about this book, The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill, and I am really looking forward to reading it this year. Also on my list is a book that I grabbed from the library just in time for October's spooky season, and that's The Peculiar Incident on Shady Street. And this is about a girl named Tessa who moves to a new house in Chicago, and a lot of really strange things start to happen. I've read one other book by Lindsay Currie. Actually, I think I may have read 2. And really enjoyed it. So I am looking forward to this. I believe this was the first book that she wrote, and she writes mysteries and spooky books. So I'm looking forward to this. In fact, I saw this as being a recommended book for safe but scary, or scary but safe books for grades 3 through 5. So I'm looking forward to that. Another book that I grabbed from our school library is called The Jumbies by Tracey Baptiste. And this is a Caribbean folklore about a girl whose name is Corinne, and her village is, there are some monsters called the Jumbies that need to be protected from. And this actually it says it takes place on All Hallows Eve, so this would be an excellent book to read for Halloween. And then I'm going to finish the City Spies, at least all the books that have been published up to this point. I'm going to finish reading City Spies, London Calling by James Ponti. And Mr. Ponti, I said this in another video, but if you by any chance see this, or if there's anybody that can get this to Mr. Ponti, please don't end the City Spies series. These books are phenomenal. They're some of my favorites. Please continue to write them. So that is going to be one that I'm planning to read. It is book 6 in the series. Every one of them has been a 5 out of 5 for me so far. Very much looking forward to this, and I'm going to be really sad if it's the end. I was devastated when you finished the Toast Mysteries. Loved the ending. Sad it was done. Please don't do that to me with City Spies. I also have a book called Chasing Vermeer by Blue Balliett, I think is how you pronounce the last name. It's the first in a series, and it's about 2 kids who are trying to investigate an international crime. A painting got stolen, and everybody is a suspect. In reading the description for this, I read it once many years ago. Don't really remember a whole lot from when I read it the first time. So I'm looking forward to reading it again. But from the description, it very much sounded like the Toast Mysteries from James Ponti. So if it's anywhere near as good as one of those, it's going to be a great book. I'm looking forward to. And then one book that I've actually already started. I had a copy of it that I checked out from the library. My daughter saw me reading it, and she said, "I want to read that." So she's reading the physical copy. I'm reading it on my Kindle. And that is a book called Kiki's Delivery Service. And it's the story of a young witch named Kiki who, when she turned 13, she has to go through her coming of age year. So she moves to a town with her cat. And it's a really fun story about how she adapts to life in the town. And what she decides to do is deliver things for people. So in one scene, she delivered a painting. In another, she delivered a birthday card, helped a lady dry her laundry. And so I'm about halfway through already. Probably finish that soon. That's Kiki's Delivery Service. And then my daughter and I are going to watch the movie together when we're done. Because I don't just read middle grade books. I also have The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan on my reading list for October. This is probably, I've lost track of how many times I've read this book. I tell people that When You Reach Me is my favorite book. The Pilgrim's Progress is probably a very close second. I have not read it yet this year. I've read it every year for the past couple of years. Haven't read it yet this year. But this is the story of Christian, who is trying to get to the celestial city. He leaves the city of destruction after he hears about Evangelist and finds out he has a burden on his back. He wants to get rid of the burden and make it to the celestial city. And it's all about the things and the people that he encounter on his way there. And then there's part 2, which is Christian's wife and his children as they take the same journey that Christian did. This is an allegory for the Christian life. If you are a Christian, if you are a believer in Jesus, this is a book that you should read. But if you are not a Christian, I highly recommend that you read it. One, because it's a fabulous book. It's a classic of English literature for a reason. But 2, there are a lot of references from other books that are made and referenced from the Pilgrim's Progress. So it will help you to become a more literate person if you read this book. So that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books that I wrote down, plus the 3 bonus Goosebumps. 10 books that I am hoping and planning to read in the month of October. I went back and looked at my September list, and I managed to get through all of them but one, and that was The Haunting of Henry Davis. It is still on my reading list. I think October would be a great month to do it. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but those are the books that I am hoping to read. Come back in November. We'll talk about how well I did, and we can go from there. So, question for you. What books are you planning to read in the month of October? Or have you read any of the books that I'm planning to read, and what did you think about them? Whatever you have, whether it's a book for me to read, it's a book that you're going to read, or you've read one that I'm planning to read, leave that down in the comment. Let's keep this discussion going. And be sure to like this video and subscribe so you can become a part of our Mr. Pearson Talks Books community. We're small right now. We're at 93 subscribers. I'd really like to hit 100 before the end of the year. So please subscribe if you want to keep this conversation going. And as always, my name is Jonathan. This is Mr. Pearson Talks Books. I'll see you next time.